Hey everybody, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm the KetoFitChef. Today we are going to be making bacon cheddar pierogies. Now, pierogies traditionally are made with dough filled with potato and sauerkraut or things like that. But today ours are going to be made with a fathead dough, and they're going to be filled with a cauliflower mash with bacon, cheddar, and some other good stuff. So stick around and let's make these. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter to a pan, and we're going to let that melt down. And once the butter's melted, you're going to add 15 grams of minced onion and 15 grams of diced onion. Now we're going to keep those separate in the pan because those are going to be for 2 separate components in this dish. Keep them moving, you don't want them to burn. Okay, now once they start to lightly brown, before they get too dark, we're going to remove the pan from the burner and we're going to set them aside. So what you're going to do is keep your onions separate on a plate, let them cool a little bit, and you're just going to leave the butter from the onions in the pan because we're going to use that for later on in the recipe. Now in a mixing bowl, we're going to mix 150 grams of cauliflower mash. To that, we're going to add 28 grams of shredded cheddar cheese, 14 grams of bacon bits, a tablespoon of melted butter, 2 tablespoons of sour cream. Next is 15 milligrams of heavy whipping cream, a tablespoon of fresh parsley, pinch of salt, pinch of pepper, and a pinch of garlic powder. Now we're just going to want to take that and just give it a good mixture. Now we could stop right there and that would give us a really good loaded cauliflower mash, but we're just going to continue and we're going to make our bacon cheddar pierogies. And I almost forgot, don't forget to add your minced onion. Now we're just going to want to stir that in. Okay, now it's time for the dough. Next, we're going to microwave 140 grams of mozzarella cheese for about 1.5 minutes until it's nice and melted. Now, once it's melted, just give it a good mix. Just make sure that it's all thoroughly melted all the way. Next to that, we're going to add 2 beaten eggs, 2 tablespoons of coconut flour, we're going to add a pinch of salt, black pepper, and garlic powder. Then you're just going to want to mix this until it's fully combined. Now after mixing it, it wasn't dough-like enough for me, so I went back in and I did add 2 more tablespoons of coconut flour. So that right there is the consistency that I'm looking for. It wasn't quite there the first time, so I added to it. Now what you want to do is go ahead and take your cutting board, lay your dough out, and just kind of work it a little bit, just to make sure that it's fully combined. Just going to want to knead it for a minute so you can form a nice ball with it. Okay, now after you've let it sit for a minute, we're going to cut it into 6 pieces. Try to get them as even as you can. Okay, now after you've gotten your ball of dough separated into 6 pieces, you're just going to take it and you're just going to want to make 6 discs of dough with it. Okay, so now once you have your disc formed, as thin as you can without it breaking or having holes in it, you're just going to want to take a spoonful full of your mixture and just set it on 1/2 of your disc. And you want to carefully take it and stretch it over, pinching the edges so that it doesn't leak out. And there you go. We have our pierogi shell. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the rest of these, and I'll see you in a few minutes when we're done. Now in that pan earlier that we cooked the onions, I told you to save the butter for. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our pierogies and we're going to set them in there flat side down. Now you want to keep them on a medium heat so that way they don't burn, and you just want to keep moving them occasionally so that way they're not sticking to the bottom of the pan. Okay, now we're going to want to carefully flip these so that way we don't break them open. Oh yeah, look at that nice golden brown on the bottom. Exactly what we're looking for. Okay, now we're just going to let them cook for a few more minutes and then they'll be nice and done. Alright, now let's flip one of these over and give them a check. Oh yeah, that's good. Alright, now time to plate. Now we're going to top it with a little bit of onion that we set aside from earlier. Get a little more fresh parsley on top. And there you have it. Bacon and cheddar cauliflower pierogies. Okay, and there we have it. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah. Still hot, but that's real good. Tastes very doughy, which is good. You got the mashed potatoes, you know, feel with the bacon and the cheddar. That's really good. The onion comes through. There's not a whole lot of it in there, but you can taste it, and it's really good. I love making these. I know you will too, so thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, subscribe below, leave some comments, and we'll see you in the next one.